Awesome. We are happily live on
Yay.
Facebook, getting ready now to go live on Instagram. And I'm so proud of myself that I actually managed to master all these technologies. I don't mutter half as much when I'm getting us started as I used to. I am so delighted to be here with the amazing and lovely Raeanne Thayne. And I can't believe there's going to be anybody who does not know who this woman is. But for those whole two people who maybe don't, we're going to find out more about who she is and what she's up to. And we are still celebrating Christmas in July. So I'm very excited to be doing that. And I see some of our regulars are already right on time. Hi, ladies. Susie's here and Pam is here. Shannon's here. We've got Arizona reporting in and Gatlinburg reporting in and Chelsea Walters. I'm not sure. Chelsea, where are you reporting in from? Let us know. And some of our Insta gang has come also. So hi, Insta people, Arkansas, Michigan. I love it. Someday I feel like we're going to get every state in the union. That would be so fun. So, and Cindy's here and Shannon's here. So yes, of course, we're already getting raves over you, Raeanne. People are saying they love your book. But so for the whole two people who maybe don't know who Raeanne is, Raeanne, tell us a little bit about who you are and the kind of books that you write.
Well, I am Raeanne Thayne. I've been around forever. I'm working on my 80th book, so I've been been in the business for a long time. And I live in northern Utah, and I write books about community and about people going through hard things and about family. And they're just there. Of course, there's always romance because that's where my heart is. And anyway, that's me.
Yes, and she just writes lovely books, and I know probably I think practically everybody here is a big fan and just loves you. And so this is going to be so much fun chatting with you about your upcoming book, what you've been up to, and we're going to be talking Christmas in July. Carolyn says, I love Raeanne Thayne's book. Of course, who doesn't? So anyway, glad you're all joining us. And as always, this is so fun. So I did over the weekend, I did a fun event with my buddy Susan Wiggs. And for her Wayward Girl books, she'd made these 60s psychedelic friendship bracelets. So we're going to pick up 3 of these to give away, and we'll I was telling Raeanne I'm racing off to my book club after this, but at some point either tonight or tomorrow morning we'll pick 3 winners and send out these cute little to anybody who's commenting and is with us live, a little friendship bracelets. And I didn't know this. How do you do this? And said, well, your friend is supposed to tie it on for you. I thought, oh, I never knew that. Obviously, I missed the friendship bracelet boat. So anyway, those are kind of fun. So we'll have those. And so we are going to get right to it with Raeanne. Raeanne, I can't believe she actually was willing to do this because you have been traveling like crazy and doing something very glam. You want to tell everybody where you were in case they didn't see your posts?
Sure. So we just got back from 10 days in Hawaii. We did 3 days on Oahu, and then we did the NCL cruise that goes around to all the islands. And so our cruise ended Saturday morning, and we had a late night red eye flight on Saturday night and got home yesterday morning. So I'm still decompressing. It's hard when you're coming back from a lovely vacation. So we're just trying to, figure out our life and figure out how I can catch up with all the laundry and all the things I needed to do.
Well, and still writing because you're plunging right in again. Yes. It never ends for writers. There's always, in fact, have you noticed that a lot of the staff at our publishers, they get to be gone out of office? I'm like, wait a minute, how come I'm not out of office? You guys are all getting to leave. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah. And of course, I still had business I had to do while I was on the cruise. I'm like, I'm not taking care of this right now. I'm on vacation. You guys can wait till I get back, and then I'll take care of it.
It never ends when you're a writer. It does. And of course, we're so obsessed with what we do that I don't know, for most of us, it's hard to have a quitting time, So I don't know. Maybe it's just like we're all addicted to our writing, and that's just how it goes. But that sounds so glamorous. Now, have you ever done one of the Christmas cruises? Have you done one of those yet?
I've done a cruise at Christmas time. Actually, we were on a cruise once over Christmas, which was a little weird, and I don't recommend it. But no. But it was fun too. But I've never done like the Christmas market cruise, which I know you've done, which you've loved.
I love those. Done 3 of them, and of course, it was always like we have to be back in time for Christmas with the family. I'm not gonna miss that unless
Well, I
I
had
can.
my whole family with me when we did the Christmas cruise, but so we had our own little Christmas celebration, but it was still really odd. But
It's just, this
mother was
is
a
quite
teacher,
right.
so she had to do it. We had to do it during the time that she was off from being a teacher, and that's Christmas break. So it is
Yeah.
what it is. We either go at Christmas or we go in the summer when everyone else does.
Yeah, that's right. You adapt and you do what you have to do. But boy, I tell you, I am so sold on those. Some of you, I don't see May on here yet, but some of you actually did that one Christmas cruise with me. That was mildly ill-fated because some of us got sick. There was some bug going around. Somebody shared with one of my friends when she was on the plane, and poor thing. So I don't know, she never got off the boat. She barely left her room, poor thing. It was really sad.
Oh,
And of
that's
course, I
awful.
managed to try and do myself in falling downstairs in Vienna. Winding staircases, be careful of those treads, they get smaller. Anyway, and so now after 3 years of crunching with my knee, it's like, oh no, I have to have knee replacement this fall. I'm so,
Oh
guys,
no.
I'm so scared. I don't want to do it. The overactive imagination of a writer. So I've gone through, well, what if I have an allergic reaction to something while I'm under? And then I went from that to, what if I have a reaction to what they put in my knee? And then they have to chop my knee off. And I'm like, it's like, okay, Sheila, nobody's gonna chop your leg off. Just stop that. So this is what writers do. We just go.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
have,
God. Oh, yeah,
I have
May
to have
is here.
cataracts. I have to have cataract surgery in 2 weeks, and I'm already thinking, "Oh no, it's my eyes! What happens?"
I know. What if I can't see? Oh, writers, we are something else. Hey, May, but May was one of my travel buddies on the Christmas cruise, and we did have a blast in spite of all the crazy things that happened. It was so much fun. And you guys, in fact, May I know is joining us, and some of the rest of you also were doing a readers cruise in 2027 in September. We're going up the East Coast to Canada. I don't know if we'll see any changing leaves that early in the month, but we are going to have fun. And I keep bugging Raeanne to go. I'm going to keep bugging her. Raeanne, you need to come with us. Oh, but it's a little harder for Raeanne. She got to just pick up and say, I'm going now.
It's hard for me
But
to
I
plan
bug
just
her
because
anyway.
I just never know quite what my life's going to be like. But
I know. So it makes it very hard to plan ahead of time, when you've got so much going on in your life. But anyway, let's go back to Christmas in July. One more thing for those of you who've come. If these look fun to you, these little friendship bracelets, my friend Susan Wiggs gave me. This go with her book, Wayward Girls. That has just been released in trade paperback, or is about to be. And aren't those fun? They're so psychedelic. Anyway, we're going to pick 3 winners to receive one of those today as you're commenting. So if you're into friendship, let me know. Oh, by the way, Pam says you had a replacement and was allergic to the metal. So I said, okay, thanks for posting that, Pam. Now I'm really going to have a heart attack. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we're going to move on. I'm going to stay focused on Christmas in July. I should never have shared that. You guys are going to scare me. Oh, but one more about cataracts. Cataract surgery will go smoothly, Nicole assures you, Raeanne. So you're good to go there. So you're good. You'll be good. I may have a reaction to my knee, but all right. Anyway,
well, I will ask you: Are you allergic to metal earrings or anything like that? That's the one thing you have to. Yeah. So if you don't have, like, I have a nickel allergy, so anything I do medically, I have to say I have a nickel allergy. It can't be nickel. So if you've never had a reaction, you'll be fine. Don't worry about
good.
that.
Okay. Because I've had a reaction to everything on the planet. I did of course, the COVID shot. I saw my little COVID lump on my face, and my flu shot even. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I did a thing where I was getting some work done on one of my veins, and he was killing the vein, put something in there. And I had a reaction to that. I'm like, oh my gosh, is there anything I'm not allergic to? Anyway, but I am digressing. I'm going to pull us back on track. So getting on back to Christmas in July. So Raeanne, if I asked you what holiday treat you would love to be eating right now, what would that be?
So I really love the Christmas magic bar cookies that people make, the ones that have the coconut and all the yummies. I love those.
Is that the coconut and the chocolate chips and the green?
Yes, and then people have different names for them. We always call them Christmas magic bars. I love those.
Oh yes, those are just totally yum. But I would be doing the frosted Christmas cookies because I just love those. But last year I created a shortbread. I love shortbread, and then I did a white chocolate icing on that, and then sprinkled crushed peppermint candy on that. That was really good. I do have another favorite. Actually, that recipe is going to be in my Christmas release. Have yourself a merry little meltdown, and the Christmas kitchen sink cookie recipe will be in that. Raeanne, do you like books with recipes in them? I love books with
do.
recipes.
I do. I've never tried a recipe from a book that I've read, but I
Really?
like.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I always, I mean, I used to save any book with a recipe. In fact, if it had a recipe, it was a guarantee I was going to buy it. But I, do you go, I collect cookbooks, then I cull the herd because like this is out of control. Then I collect more, then I cull the herd. Are you a cookbook collector?
So I actually have an app that I use now that has been amazing. It's called Copy Me That. And so you can go on any website, and if there's a recipe on it that you want, you just hit Copy Me That. It's like an extension on your browser, and then
Nice.
it goes into this app, and without all the description of how the person made it or whatever, you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
yourself. And so
Yeah,
I collect recipes. I don't know that I collect recipe books, but I collect.
well, collecting recipes is good. I just recently read somewhere why there's all the this and the that and the pictures and everything. It's so that they can copyright that. I didn't know this. I just
read
learned
that
this.
too.
You
The
can't
whole
copyright a recipe. And I
can't.
thought well, you had to change 3 ingredients. And I guess you don't even have to do that. You
There
can
was
just,
a whole thing on TikTok lately.
I know, I saw that. Somebody stole somebody's recipe. It's
People are
like,
like,
you can't steal a recipe.
yeah, so they can copyright all the copy about it, but the recipe itself they can't copyright. So
Yeah, who knew? So you think you've got this top secret recipe. In fact, my Andes mint, have you made the Andes mint cookies?
I
The
have not
chocolate
tried.
cookie?
I
And so
haven't.
you make the chocolate cookie, and then the frosting, you put an Andes mint on the top, and it melts, and you swirl it around, and then it hardens into this fabulous minty frosting. And I got that years and years and years ago from my neighbor, and she's like, "Don't share this with anybody." And so it was this top secret. And then years ago, I saw it in a magazine. I thought, well, never mind. The secret's out now. So I wound up putting it in a book. But it's so funny, we all think we have top secret recipes, and most of them are already out there somewhere on the internet.
I just don't know top secret recipes anymore because so many people. I mean, that we share everything about our lives, so why not share recipes too?
Yeah. At this point, it's just your self-esteem will survive if you share your recipe. That's what I think. But well, Carolyn says I collect cookbooks. My mom's in the 40s. Oh, that's so fun. Plus many I got as wedding gifts. I have got, do you guys remember Betty Crocker had a cookbook for kids that they put out in the 60s? I had that as a little kid, and I just found that a while back on Amazon. I'm saving it. I made my granddaughter, who's not a little kid anymore, and I made her make one of the recipes of me just for fun. Oh, so I love that. Oh, Cindy says she has her grandmother's cookbook, printed in 1934. Yeah, recipes have so changed. Remember the margarine phase, you guys? Oh my God, everything was margarine. Now we're like, so and Cool Whip, margarine and Cool Whip. I have so many recipes I had to adapt that have both. Did you have any of those that had the margarine or Cool Whip in them?
I still have Cool Whip. I still use that in recipes a lot. I made a delicious fruit dip a couple weeks ago that was made with Cool Whip, and it's delicious.
I'm trying to substitute because I love whipped cream. I'm trying to substitute whipped cream. I don't know if any of us tried this. Do you know the recipe? Okay, the bottom layer is crushed pretzels and butter. That's bottom. And then on top of that, you've got cream cheese and Cool Whip. And then over that, you've got strawberry jello and frozen strawberries. And then you top it with more. Have you made that one?
Pretzel jello. I've had that
Pretzel,
one.
okay. I keep wanting to try that with whipped cream, but I haven't. If anybody has done that, let me know if it worked out, because I would really like to make that and substitute whipped cream, but I'm not sure how it will work or how stiff I'd have to do the cream. So that's Cool Whip does come in handy for some of those recipes that you're not sure how whipped cream would work. But anyway, all right. Well, now we know what Raeanne and Sheila like for cookies, so keep that in mind, guys. I'm going to send Raeanne cookies for Christmas. She likes the magic ones with the coconut and the chocolate chips and the graham crackers. Oh golly. Anyway, where are we now? Oh, by the way, if any of you have a special Christmas recipe you want to brag about, feel free to post that. And I think as we get closer to Christmas, we'll probably be sharing recipes because, I'm always trying to scrounge new recipes from you guys. So I want you to feel free, but you can go ahead and brag now if you want to about your fabulous Christmas dish that you make. So, by the way, speaking of, next Monday, we've got Mary Harms, who has come on before, was showing us how to stock our pantries. And she's going to be with us next week to give us holiday baking trips, blah, 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 baking tips. So that's going to be really fun, guys. So make sure you mark your calendar for next Monday. That's going to be really fun. But let's get back now to Raeanne. And it's interesting because we're always working ahead on our books. I think sometimes readers envision us sitting by the holiday fire writing our Christmas novel. And usually, I know for you, you're usually working on it in spring or summer, right? On yours?
I am, but I'm actually starting next year's Christmas book right now. So yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's cool. So you will be maybe writing over the holidays.
Yeah, probably. Well, it's due in December, so I have a little while.
Oh, well, that's right. So what do you do to get in the Christmas spirit then?
I usually put a Christmas tree up in my office. I don't know if I'm going to do that now since I'm starting it now, and I don't want a Christmas tree in my office in August when it's scorching hot here. But I like to listen to Christmas music. I'll put on like a little snowfall thing on the TV that I have in my office, just a background thing.
I love that.
Just whatever I can do to kind of get in the mood.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds fun. Oh, by the way, Jody posted a favorite cookie, Swedish Spritz cookies. Is that the same as Spritz cookies? I'm wondering. I've never heard of Swedish Spritz cookies. Hi, Carolyn's coming from Illinois. Hi, everybody who's joined us late. Thanks for being here. If you missed anything, of course, you can go back and rewatch either on Facebook or on my Sheila Roberts YouTube channel so that you don't miss any of the good stuff. But we're actually getting to some of the good stuff right now because I want Raeanne to tell us a little bit about her upcoming Christmas novel. What's this going to be about? And I think you have some cover art, right?
I do. This is the cover. It's called Cozy Little Christmas. I don't know if you can see that very well. I don't actually have cover, so I had to print it out this afternoon and in a panic thinking, I don't even have that up on my board, on my backdrop there. But anyway, that's the picture. You can see there's a little dog there. And it's actually a big dog. It's the hero is a canine police officer who was injured, and his dog was injured too. And the heroine is music therapist who appeared in my last year's book. She was a twin, and her twin was in Snow-Kissed. And so it's Hannah, who's in my my recent series I've been doing in Shelter Springs. So it is Hannah, who is Holly's sister from Snow-Kissed. And so they have to go on a road trip because she ends up fostering these two little kids in an emergency situation for a friend. And she this guy who was her first love, who abandoned her, who now has come back to town for reasons of his own. They end up having to go on a road trip with these two little kids to see their mom, to visit their mom. And so it's a road trip, it's storms, it's all the things I love about Christmas.
Oh, I love that. I love a good road trip.
There's lots and lots of music. There's lots of, there's a Christmas concert that she throws every year for everyone in town. And anyway.
Oh, fun. Oh, very fun. This sounds very fun. And it sounds like it's very aptly titled, A Cozy Christmas.
Yes.
I love that title. That's very, it just kind of pulls you in.
Yeah, and apparently there's a Taylor Swift song called "Cozy Little Christmas," which I listened to a little bit while I was writing the book. And there's also another song that I hadn't really listened to. Coldplay has a Christmas song, and that actually plays a big part in this book. So, like Coldplay Christmas song.
What made you decide to incorporate Christmas songs so much?
Well, because she was a music therapist. I'd already introduced her in the other books in the series as a music therapist, so I couldn't not have Christmas songs when she's a music therapist.
That makes sense. That makes absolute sense. And this book, when does yours come out in October?
October. Yeah, I think it's October 2nd is the release day.
Okay. And I know, it frustrates all of us so much. I mean, we were in, where were we? Lowe's just the other day, and all of the Halloween stuff is out already. And just like, can you just let us get through summer? Oh my goodness.
Well, I think it's because, it's back to school already. People are buying that. And then.
Oh, it's crazy. It's just like, we rush ahead to everything. But I should explain, because I know it does irritate people, but readers, just to let you know, of course, we are writers and creativity is our number one thing, but we happen to write for businesses who would like to make some money. And if they wait to bring out a Christmas book in December, it's a very short window of time for that book to get to people and to sell. And so they used to bring them out in November. I remember when your book would come out in November, and I'm like, what the heck? Now it's coming out in October. It is what it is. And of course, we're always going pre-order, pre-order, pre-order. And I know we've explained to you guys what that is about, because that's just very important for us as writers. It keeps us employed, keeps our publisher thinking, oh yeah, I guess somebody does want to read her.
Well,
And that is
the other
around
thing
in
with
that.
Christmas books is that on December 26th, they're off the shelves. Nobody wants to buy a Christmas book on December 26th. So there's a very short window, like you said,
Yeah.
when the books can be on sale. And so, they have to get them out early so that people can kind of get in the mood, because they're not in the mood after Christmas to read a Christmas
Oh
book.
yeah, and just have time, to read it. And also because there are so many Christmas books anymore. I know some of you heard me talk about this before. Raeanne, when was your first Christmas book out? Do you remember?
I think it was 2008, maybe 2006, something like that.
Okay, so you were out there. Macumber was out there.
Mhm.
John Grisham had Skipping Christmas. And then we had, who was the person that wrote, it was the Christmas box, the
Oh,
Christmas.
Richard Paul Evans.
Yeah, Richard Paul Evans. That was about it. There was nobody. And so I
Well,
sold,
and there were series romance. There were a lot of series romance, and that's where my first ones they were Harlequin special or Silhouette special editions.
oh, okay. But you
They
weren't
always
really
had a
seeing
big Christmas
them
present.
like all over the place on Barnes and Noble.
Mhm.
I guess the point being there weren't a lot out. Let's see, I sold, it was either 2008 or must have been 2008 or 2009 that I sold On Strike for Christmas, and that was out in 2010. But again, there weren't a lot of books out. And now the Christmas ship is full. There are books everywhere. And so again, that makes it hard. The reader wants to get all these little holiday reads done. And if you don't start early, you just won't get to them. Just is what it is, so and that is fun. And I don't know about you, but Christmas still, it's just really is my favorite holiday. I love everything about it. Everything from in fact, I realize almost all my books, somebody is going to Christmas Eve service. And that was because the whole Christmas service was such a part of my life, and the family gatherings. And my family is just so out there and over the top and way fun, if I do say so myself. My poor introvert husband, Gerhardt, you guys can imagine, he's just curled up in the corner in a fetal ball while we're all going, ah! But it's such a lovely holiday. And why do you think, I have my reasons, I think, why this is always such a popular holiday when it comes to movies and books. Do you have a theory on that?
I think it's the nostalgia factor. People have this image of what their perfect Christmas maybe was in their mind, or what they want it to be, and so they're always looking for that. And I think it puts people in the holiday spirit if they're not really feeling the holiday spirit. I know I love to read like novellas during the Christmas time, because I don't have time to dig into a deep book, and so novella is perfect for me because I read it in a couple of nights. But I just think it's a relaxing thing. It helps you feel cozy without all the stress. Christmas is so stressful and so busy that having a cozy book to settle into is like the perfect escape and still feel that holiday spirit.
Yeah, I agree. And it's kind of you can have a little bit of downtime and just breathe and remember what the holidays are all about. I think as women, we really get put on that treadmill, and we're running faster and faster and trying to do everything for everyone. And I think it's not a bad idea. One of my favorite tips for de-stressing at the holidays is to look at your calendar ahead of time and block out 2 or 3 nights where we're not doing anything, we're not going anywhere. I don't care if Santa Claus himself calls, we're not going out. And you just stay home and you're just going to watch your movies or read a book or just take a bubble bath or whatever and have some downtime. Because if you don't charge the batteries, pretty soon, you run out. And when it comes to Christmas, batteries are not included. So, you want to pace yourself a little. And that's another fun thing with doing this in July, especially for those who are just sweltering going, oh, I'm dying here. It's kind of fun to be thinking of winter and cozy and, fire in the fireplace when it's cold out. So yeah, I think you hit it on the nose with the nostalgia thing though, because it either brings back happy memories or you wish you could get out and get some of those happy memories.
Or a do-over maybe for the things that
do-over.
You necessarily feel like you did great as a parent or whatever when your kids were little. So
Yeah. Do any of you parents out there, did you ever try to make up? I went through a phase of that too as we got older and had a little more money and going a little crazy at Christmas. Okay, we had, everybody had their little Christmas gift from Santa and one from mom and dad, and that was all there was. Poor babies. So now we're going to go crazy. And I kind of nipped that in the bud. I thought, this is ridiculous. What are you doing? Did anybody in your family ever complain because they weren't drowning in presents? Did we have fun? Yes, we had fun. So what are you doing? You trying to are you trying to buy your kids affection at this point in life? If they don't love me by now, too late. So I think sometimes as parents, we just I want it to be better than I had as a kid, or I want it to do better than when my kids were little. And frankly, I think the main thing for the holidays or for any kind of thing that we're gathering together is just to make it fun and pay attention to people. Don't you think so?
yeah, absolutely. Because it is those things you remember. It's the time you spent with people. It's not, I don't remember the gifts I got last year or gave last year. I remember the experiences that we had together.
Yeah, I agree. I remember my daughter and I would make these Christmas bonbons. We finally gave up on those and switched to the Andes mint cookies, but what a project. But that was fun. And about 2 or 3 years in a row, we tried to do gingerbread houses. And I refused to buy a kit. I'm going to make that gingerbread. Well, it just, the roofs were always caving in. And just tried everything. They got the perfect gingerbread, and it was usually a disaster, but we always had so much fun doing it. And I think that's the bottom line. Even if what you're doing doesn't go according to plan, just the idea that you're all together, and spending time on each other, rather than money on each other, is just a really good thing. But okay, Raeanne, so your book I'm assuming it's up for pre-order everywhere. I've seen a couple posts and people saying they've already pre-ordered, so thank you. And I'm assuming they can get that just about anywhere, right?
Yeah, they can probably mostly online these days. It seems like it's hard to get books in stores anymore, so online is your best option, but pretty much every online retailer has it.
Okay. And I would encourage you guys, though, too, as if you don't want to pre-order it as you get close to the holidays or when the book comes out, October when? October, what's the actual?
The 2nd, I think. I'll have to double check, but I think
it's like mid-October, probably. I think
yeah.
13th. So, if you don't want to order online and you want to support your local bookstore, there is nothing wrong with going in and saying, I want you guys to order this book for me. And they will. Bookstores are happy to accommodate you. They don't, especially the smaller ones, they don't necessarily have room on their shelf for every single book. But if a customer comes in and says, please order this book in, they're happy to do that. And the same with your local Barnes & Noble. And of course, the same with your library. As I've said many times before, you can request your library to buy a book by your favorite author, and they will bring that in, and then you can enjoy it, and other people can enjoy it too who maybe don't have the money to go out and spend a fortune on books. So keep in mind all those things. I know Raeanne would love the pre-orders. If you can't do that, make sure that you are contacting your local store to make sure that they have the book in. Come October, we'll just I know a lot of us will be celebrating Halloween, and I might have to go trick-or-treating for chocolate. I don't know. But Christmas will be right around the corner. So meanwhile, we're having fun with Christmas in July. And you guys, again, Raeanne just got back from a 10-day cruise with her whole family and with Captain Awesome, that's a project, getting everybody everywhere, the logistics. And I can't believe she had the energy to come on and spend some time with us tonight, but so appreciate it, Raeanne.
Thanks for having me. I love talking Christmas, and it's always fun to talk to you, Sheila. So
it is. We have such a good time together. But everybody, be sure and keep your eyes peeled for Raeanne's book. Get on there and see if you can find it to pre-order. And we'll be back again next Monday, again, talking holiday cooking, baking. I'm not sure what my friend Mary has up her sleeve, but it will be fabulous, I know. And so we're going to say goodbye, if I can figure out what I'm doing. But first, say goodbye. Goodbye, Insta people. We loved having you. And also to our Facebook guys, thank you to all of you regulars and all of you who keep hanging out with us. And please feel free to spread the word. When we're doing these, say, hey, these happen on Mondays. They're always fun. Join in on the fun. And I will see you all next week. And ho, ho, ho. And thank you, Raeanne.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Merry Christmas in July, everyone.
Yeah.